Okay, so today we have a Whirlpool top load washer machine. Customer just brung this in. Zoom out some. Let me see if I can't. Okay. All right, so we got a Whirlpool top load washing machine. A customer brought this in. I did note the damage on the machine. But he said it's not spinning. So what we're going to do is we already got our water inlet valves hooked up. We have our drain hose hooked up as well. And we're going to take this machine, plug it in, and put it into diagnostic mode. Alright, so I'm just plugging it in right now. Alright, so we got the machine plugged in. The lid has unlocked. So how we put this specific machine in diagnostic mode and a few others like your Maytag, Centennials, your usually any machine with these three, not three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 LED display. I don't know if you guys can see that. With these 6 LED display, the sequence to put it into diagnostic mode is the same. So as you can see, the lid is now unlocked. All right, let's cut our water on real quick. Alright, got water there. Alright, so as I was saying, the sequence to put this machine in the diagnostic mode is usually the same. So what I usually do is I usually turn the timer roughly 4 to 5 times counterclockwise, and then it's 3 clicks clockwise, 1 click back, 2 click clockwise, 1 click back, and so on and so forth. Alright, so let's see. Turn it all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right, so as you can see, we got it in diagnostic mode on the first time. So basically, you want to turn it counterclockwise 3 or 4 times. 1, 2, 3 clicks right, 1 click back, 1 click forth, and you got it in the diagnostic mode. Now, I've been doing this so long that I know each setting. So this right here is, I think the, not I think, it is the error feature. And this right here is the automatic diagnostic test mode. So it tests basically every feature of the washing machine. Not every feature, but it does have a fill feature, an agitate feature. So we're going to press that start button. And as you can hear, lid is locked. That was just testing the cold valve. So it tests the hot and then the cold, or cold and hot. Now it should do some sort of agitate. And the complaint was that this was not spinning. So I'm pretty for sure that it's going to be the actuator not moving the clutch into place to place it in the agitate and drive. So we'll see in a few minutes what's actually going on with it once it goes into the drain and spin mode, because the washing machine has to drain before it can spin. So that will let us know, by putting it in the automatic test mode, that will let us know, hey, if it doesn't pump, then we know it's the pump, and if it doesn't spin, we know it's the actuator. So now it should be agitating. Should be agitating, and if it doesn't agitate, I believe this light blinks if it doesn't agitate, if it's detecting the error. Alright, so we got it in agitate. It's agitating now. You can hear it. Drained out, so we got drained. Let's see if it puts it in spin mode. Once it's finished draining, it'll put the machine in spin mode, and that's the way you get the actuator movement. So the actuator is basically like a T, and basically it moves like that and pushes the clutch into place to put it in spin and take it out of spin. We should have spin coming up. Trying to spin. Lid lock is blinking. Lid lock is blinking. Usually what that indicates when the lid lock is blinking, that the lid lock is bad. And basically it's saying, okay, well, I'm not locked. And I'm detecting that I'm not locked, so I can't spin. So with these machines, they put a child safety feature on there, which is the lid lock engaging, which means it just locks the machine so that the machine can go into spin mode. So you don't want a child or somebody getting down in there and basically going into the spin mode. So it locks the lid, and if it can't lock the lid, then it won't go into spin. All right, that's just a simple way of putting it. Now, if I take this machine, I can take it out of diagnostic mode. Let's do this. Hold this 3 seconds, and our light should clear in a few seconds. All right, so our lid lock is still blinking. Let's hold it 3, 1, 2, 3, and it should clear. Maybe 4, maybe 5. All right, so we got a bad lid lock on here. That's what that machine is telling me. It's telling me that it's a bad lid lock. So if I want to, I can go over here, unplug it. It'll usually reset the machine. If it's unplugged for, let's say, a minute, it'll reset the machine. So once I plug it back in, as you can see, the plug is right here. Plug is right here. So if I let it sit for about a minute, it'll reset itself and unlock the lid lock. So basically, this customer has a bad lid lock. And what I'll do to prove that point is I'll go ahead and put the machine in diagnostic mode. I'll bring out the code book, and if you have one similar to this, I'll show you where to find that code book at. Maytag, Centennials, Whirlpools, Kenmores, pretty much any machine with this type of display where you have the cycle indicator lights where it says sensing, wash, rinse, spin, done, lid lock. Doesn't have to be in that same sequence, but if you got this, then your diagnostic mode is pretty much going to be the same. Your lid lock assembly is pretty much going to be the same, and where you find your tech book at is going to be pretty much the same. All right, so normally how you find your tech book is it's going to be in here. So usually we'll have to pull this whole top panel up, and it's going to be in a plastic bag right in here. So let's get that real quick. All right, so we need to get our drill. Need to get a battery. I need to buy a camera. All right. It's kind of hard taking this. All right. Let's go get a battery. Battery off the charger. Alright, got the battery off of the charger. Put the battery in the dewalker, and I'm going to show you guys how to get this top control panel up to get the diagnostic book. And keep in mind, we still got our plug unplugged. Alright, so you're going to have 3 screws that you're going to want to remove. Or you can remove all 4. But usually, you can usually remove the top screw right there. If you remove this, if you remove 4 screws, which you got one on this side, you got one on that side, and then you have this screw right here that has to come out, because as you can see. All right, so let's take this out. And this should just pop right out. That just lets me know that somebody else has been dealing with this the way this is positioned, because this is supposed to go on top of that, or at least since I've been doing it. All right. Well, let's put that screw somewhere there. Take this screw out. Take this screw out, and let's move to the other side. Kind of hard doing it with one hand. Alright, so let's take these 2 screws out. Yeah, these different color screws, and I'll show you the difference. That's how I know somebody has been dealing with this. Alright, so look at the thread on these screws. These are the correct screws that go in there. And look at what's on the other side. This screw came out the other side. So let's go back here and take the other one out. So watch this. Alright. So take this out. And this same. So somebody has been ultimately fiddling with this, I call it. And they didn't know what they was doing. Alright. So now that we got that situated, let's put our screws to the side. So one right here, one right here. I usually just take them and set them in a little pile like that. All right, so how do we get our control panel up? All you're gonna want to do is, usually if your lid is unlocked, you take your hand, you stick it in there, you pull it forward and lift up. That's just that simple. This is gonna be a little bit more difficult because the lid is locked, which gives us a good scenario. So if your lid is locked, you can either grab it by both sides, put your hand right here, making sure that you're pulling forward on this, or you can kind of grab it like that, you know, but you gotta have some grip and kind of wiggle it forward. All right, let's see what we got. You want to kind of pull it forward and then lift straight up. It's kind of hard with one hand. Kind of wiggle it straight up. All right. You're going to hear those clips fall down back there in a minute. Alright. So, remember, oh, look, somebody took the textbook already out. No worries, ladies and gentlemen. Got a shitload of them over here. It's pretty much going to all be the same. Alright, so now that we've had this out for at least 3 to 4 minutes, we can plug this back in. Plug it back in. Alright, we'll probably hit a lid lock disengage. There you go. Lid lock disengage, as I said before. So now we're going to put the machine into diagnostic mode. As I stated to you before, usually these are all pretty much the same, the way you put them in the diagnostic mode. So remember the sequence that I said. Couple of turns counterclockwise. 3 clicks right, 1 click back, 1 click right. So turn, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So turn, 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 3 clicks right, 1 click back, 1 click right. Once you see this display light up, you know you have it in diagnostic mode. So let's try it. As you can see, no displays are lit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Got it in diagnostic mode. So now what we're going to want to do is look at this book. So the way the light display works is you got wash, rinse being done. This one doesn't have a lid lock on there. Fill, wash, rinse being done. Sense is all the same thing. So we want to look up fault code display, which is done. All right. So let's turn our light 1 click right. And that's going to tell us our fault. So what we want to do is we want to hit the start button, and it's going to tell us our faults. Right now, all LEDs are blinking, and what does it say? Fault error code display method of fault error code displayed by alternating status as LED 1 second intervals off of FE indicating if the field or sensing light LED is on, the fault number is responding. All right, we ain't looking for that. All right, fault code display to access fault code. Activated service until I'm the fastest reader in America. I'm telling you. Press the start button on the end of fault code display mode. Alright, press the start button on the end of fault code display mode. Let's add the flash on and off. Alright, so we got to turn this one more time, I believe. It says press the start button to enter fault code display mode. the status LEDs flash on and off. So that's what they're doing right now. To view last 4 fault codes, turn cycle selector knob clockwise. And I'm going to teach you guys how to read this as well. So we got to turn this one more time. All right. So here is our first code. And I'm going to show you guys how to read the fault codes. At first, it looks hard, but it's really not. All right. So your first fault code, here, let me turn the light off. Maybe that'll make it up better. All right, so F, E, F, E, F, E, F, E, F, E. So anytime you see this light displayed first, it's going to be F, all right? So F simply means nothing, right? It's just letting us know that that's our the position that we're in. Technically, that's not true, but F and E distinguishes themselves because F lets you know that is, for me, it would say that's the beginning of the fault code. If the fault code were like, if I was just looking at these lights and didn't know what was going on, I know if I see this sensing, that is the beginning of the fault code. So just in case, because right now you see F123 E1. All right. So let's look here. So if you add 4 to 1 up, you have 7. So these are the displays that's blinking. Rinse span done in the F mode. So this light is blinking, so it means it's F mode. F, the part of the code that means F. All right. So you got rinse span done blinking. As you can see, rinse span done blinking. And then on the E part, because this is not lit up, this E is not lit up. You only have 1, which is blinking, which is done. So F, rinse span done, E1. Rinse span done, E1. Oh, let's back up. All right, let's start over. Rinse span done, F, E, E1. All right. So it's basically when this is lit up, it means F. So if we look at our book, it shows us an indicator light of F being lit up. So these little dark patches mean that part is lit up. So what we're doing is we're transferring what we see here and applying it to here. So as you can see, that means that LED is on. If it's shaded in dark like that, that means that LED is on. And if it's not shaded in, that means it's off. So on the first code, we got F, rinse, spin, done. We add 4 to 2, which gives us 6. 6 plus 1 gives us 7. So we have F7, E, and we only have 1 lit up. So that's the number that tells us the number that we should be looking for. So we got F7E1. So what we want to do is look through our book here. Let's see. F7E1. So we want to go to our error codes book, and that was just the first code, ladies and gentlemen. Just the first code. I know this can be complicated, because it was complicated for me when I first started off. So now we want to go through our codes, as you can see, fault error code, and we want to look for F7E1. So as you can see, it goes down. Excuse me. Goes down. All right. F7E1. Basket speed fault. So basically what that is telling us is, I can't read this with this phone because it just keeps going in and out. When the main control cannot determine speed of basket or speed changes too quickly. Test drive system. All right. Yeah. You get a lot of that with this one. All right. So now what we want to do is look at the second code. So if we turn it clockwise again, one click, it's going to give us our next code. So we have absolutely nothing on. All right. So nothing means nothing. If there's nothing blinking right here, then there's no code. It's just saying FE. There is no F0E0. All right. Look, let's go to our fault code just to make sure. Oh. All right. So as I just told you, there is no F0E0, right? If I can ever get this thing to stop doing this, man. All right. F0E0 means no fault. F0E0 means no fault. So what we have here is the F blinking, but absolutely none of these indicators lights blinking. On the E side, we know that when it's F, it's lit. If it's not lit, it's in E part of the error phase. So F lit, E blank. F lit, E blank. F lit, E blank. So basically you're using the F as your indicator. So I know when this first light right here blinks, it's in F mode, if that makes any sense. So it's giving me the first sequence to the code. And let's say if it was saying this is lit, and this is lit. If I go back to my diagram, it would be saying F and wash was rinsed. I mean, if wash was lit and rinse was lit, that would be F12, right? And let's say hypothetically E2. So let's go. Let's say wash and rinse was lit in the F error part of the code, and it was E2, which was a spin. So let's go to our error code and see if we got something like that. F12E2. F12E2. Let's see if we have something like that. So we don't have anything like that on our fault code, right? So that just tells us that there is no such code, that this machine wouldn't produce a code that says wash and rinse, right? All right. But we do know that it would produce a code like that, but it wouldn't be in the F range, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does make sense. So basically, if we had the F blinking, we know that our machine wouldn't produce a code that would say 8 plus 4 equals 12, so on and so forth. All right. So let's go to the next LED display. There's nothing there. So this machine is not giving us any codes whatsoever about our lid lock. How do I know it's the lid lock? Because the lid lock just showed me in automatic test mode. It just showed me that it wasn't engaging during the automatic test mode. So let's do this. Let's do this right here. Let's do do we have a quick wash? Yeah. So let's put the machine in quick wash. All right, let's 1, 2, 3. We're going to clear out the fault codes. All right, clear out the fault code. All right. Let's put the machine in quick wash. Let's see what we get. Actually, no, you know what? We can put it back in diagnostic mode and watch it do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3. I was wondering. Let's put it back in diagnostic mode real quick. 1, 2, 3. 1, boom. All right, so we got it in diagnostic mode. Put it on spin. That's our automatic test mode. And the lid lock engaged. lid lock starts blinking, you guys know that the lid lock is there. And just to prove the point, so right now it is in agitate mode, but let's go to this right quick. It says a blinking lid lock light on a washing machine, especially when transitioning to spin mode, typically indicates a problem with the lid lock mechanism or related electronic component. Alright, so we got drain right here. Try to get a... Now what we should see is we should see the machine start to spin once it drains, because this is part of the test sequence. Let's lift the lid up. Now it's going to start, it's going to tip, but so the actuator shifted it into ship. Try to get a bird's eye view. See that lid lock blinking? It's blinking again. So there we have it. That's my conclusion on this specific machine with the lid lock. And it could be a faulty actuator, because I've seen actuators where they don't fully, push the machine. I would say, from a technical standpoint, in my expert opinion, 90% of the times it's the actuator. The actuator doesn't move. Let me show you guys that so you know what I'm talking about. Alright, okay, we got it. Put this. You guys mind, give me a minute, because I gotta put this in a position. And I gotta get a special tool. So let's get this one right there. Let's get this right here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up under here and take the plate off, if it ain't already took off. If it's not already took off. Oh, it's not off. Alright. So we're going to take... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that is... So this is your actuator. That's your actuator, all right? So let me take this off while I put you guys right there. All right, let's get this side off. So now that I got this off, scarred off. Alright. So this is your actuator. And 90% of the time, this is going to be the culprit. Alright. This piece right here. So if your machine is not spinning, 90% of the times this is going to be the culprit. Sorry about the camera. But it sits up under the machine. Right now I am technically up under the machine. Alright. So this piece right here, this plastic piece right here, shifts back and forth. And I would call this the clutch, because it pushes this machine, it pushes this mechanism right here. I can't push it, but it pulls it, it pushes it to go in the spin, and then it brings it back. And I'll show you that in 1 second here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put the machine up. We're going to put the machine. So I gotta come back up here real quick. So we're gonna cancel out of this because we're technically still in diagnostic mode. So hold it down 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4. All right. Let's hit it again. Because that lid lock is not disengaging. You see what I said? The lid lock is not disengaging. Alright, so let's put it on there. So we're going to have to unhook this again. We're going to have to unhook this because it's not 1, 2, 3. See how the lid lock is not, it's not allowing us to open it. So that's how I know it's technically the lid lock. So let's unplug this, which is unplugged now for about 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000. Let's see if we plug it in 10 seconds later, what it'll do. See if it disengages. No, it did. All right, so we're gonna put this in drain and spin. All right, it's already in drain and spin. Now let's go look at our actuator. All right, so our actuator is working. You see how it just pulled? Look, watch this. Look, watch. See? So our actuator is working. Our actuator is working perfectly fine. See, now it might spin now. It might spin because the lock engaged when we actually put the machine in the drain and spin, or it might not. So it's supposed to do that. So our actually, as I said, it might spin now. Might, just might. And that pump doesn't sound good. You hear that pump? So sometimes I have to pull this a little bit forward in order for it to do what it needs to do. Because if it's tilted too far back, it'll assume it's trying to drain. No spin yet, right? No spin yet. Lid lock blinking. We know it's our lid lock. So it's our lid lock. Alright, so let's unplug this one time. And let the customer know what it is. Alright, so that's a wrap for this video. This video was basically a video on how to put this in the diagnostic mode, but we got into a whole bunch of other knowledge that's technically not free, but I'm giving it away, so you're welcome. Thank you for watching the video. If it helps you, it helps you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. My apologies for not putting a video that didn't help you the correct way.